Much further delay,
baby. We live.
Much further delay. Sorry about that, people. God.
Oh, you just turned it on.
Yeah, I just turned it on, man.
Hurry up. We gotta clock in.
I thought we was going to say, whatever, blah blah blah. What was that? What was that Lamar was doing? He was trying to get a poll or some survey going on.
I was just asking people.
Survey says,
man.
No. It's still a slow week. You got nothing until comment breakers.
Well, what the survey say? Survey says
no. It's nothing really.
Survey says no.
Basically, no, man.
I have a few topics I've thought about.
All right, we talking about. All right. Well,
let's talk about the stuff we originally.
Let's have Rice start it off. Let's go.
Yeah, Rice.
Anyway, hold on a second. One more thing.
One more thing.
I miss that show. Show was great.
Man, I'm a little tight right now, but whatever.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I wanted to get here sooner, but
when are you not?
Boo loving.
Not even boo loving, man.
Ooh, okay, that's cool. We ain't gonna talk about that though.
Anyway,
right, cool. Gmail.
Anyway, so OmegaSquad podcast number 11.
Yeah, we doing good.
Yeah, 11.
11. 50 11 times.
50. Damn it. Man, I hate you sometimes, Holland. You're on the same cue too much, man. Anyway. But yeah, episode 11. I'm your host, Mr. Rice Master, aka Rice. I don't know where Yusuf and Nazim at, but
we
whatever.
We're gonna worry about who's not here. We're gonna worry about who is here.
Who is here? So, Lamau.
How y'all doing? Sneaker O'Toole, aka the Family Man. Just sitting here. Just ready to watch, just watching old videos of fighting games and stuff.
I missed the old FGC.
Well, all right.
Yeah. We're a shell of itself now.
And of course, you know what it is. Squad leader in the building.
Here you go.
It's Holland, your man's Omega Nitro himself.
Hey.
And who came out the crypt?
That's what it sounds like. This is like a coffin opening up.
Identify yourself, squad member.
It is Kenny Vampire. I'm just kidding. Kenny Bitcoin's here. Been a pretty good week. Things are looking all right. Shout outs to Dad of Boy, one of the Game of the Year contenders this year.
Boy. Yeah, definitely. I just finished the freaking story.
Whoo! I'm just about to get started. Yeah.
Cool. I'm not spoiling shit.
I don't want.
But anyway, we're not talking about that.
Anyway,
what is on the agenda? It's late. Let's get it popping.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm sorry about being late again. Anyway, so some quick news. Yoshimitsu confirmed for Soul Calibur 6.
No surprise there. Yoshimitsu.
No surprise. Yep.
It feels like he's always been more a part of Soul Calibur than Tekken. It's funny.
I think he's been in the same amount on both ends.
He's been in it since he's been in both since forever. Like he's in the first Tekken. He was in. I don't know if he was in Soul Edge, but he was definitely in. He was in the first Soul Calibur.
So he wasn't in every
Soul. Yeah, he wasn't in Soul Edge, but he was in every Soul Calibur.
Basically,
he looks cheesy.
He looks like Yoshimitsu. Like
yeah.
The funny thing is. The funny thing about Yoshimitsu specifically is it seems like whenever they add something to him in one game, they give it to him in the other one.
Yep.
Like if they give him some grease in Tekken 7, you're gonna see it in the next Tekken. You're gonna see it in the next Soul Calibur. If they give him some cheesy crap in Soul Calibur, he's probably gonna have it in Tekken, unless it has to do with that dumbass flag.
The only thing he has in this that I don't want him to have in any fighting game is the fact that he life steals.
He's always had that though.
No, he's
always had like
health now or something. No, it's like certain ones like orbs fly from the other person and come to him.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if that actually like regens his life in gameplay.
I hope it don't.
But if it does, then it's about par for the course for Yoshimitsu. Like
that, and he speaks English now.
That might be. We might be able to change him to Japanese. They don't do that Tekken stuff with Soul Calibur.
They don't, but it's weird only because they actually did for 4 was weird too. But It was really bad lip sync. The lip sync was horrible. But in neither here nor there. It's just weird hearing Yoshimitsu talk English for the first time ever.
Oh yeah, well you know damn well he ain't going to be in English once I start playing the game.
Oh no.
Hell no.
You are a loyalist.
That voice sounds terrible, dog. Like he sounded like a whole nut.
But he is a nut.
I mean, no, he's a nut, but he ain't sound like that. Like, ew. His voice was just like, ew, who did this? So yeah, he's getting switched to Japanese. If I gotta switch the whole game to Japanese just so Yoshimitsu doesn't speak English, then that's what I'll do.
I can't even imagine hearing him in English.
Well, watch the trailer, you'll see it.
I ain't get a chance to, so
it sounds sick.
Yeah, it's the set of the cosmetic shit aside, he seems like he's just a basic Yoshimitsu. I think the fact that he can sidestep faster with his in helicopters is kind of obnoxious, but I don't know if it's too OD yet. Still, like I said, I'm tired. Like it's one of those things where I'm excited for the game, but I'm so excited that I'm tired of talking Theory Fighter about it. Like I just want to play.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I'm tired of talking Theory Fighter. Like I want to play this game, please.
Yeah, right.
Give me some. Yeah.
I'm not really. I don't really have that much interest in this game right now.
You don't.
You never liked Soul Calibur.
Never liked Soul Calibur.
So yeah, I'm going to give it a try because I give pretty much any fighter a try. But I'll think about it.
I don't blame you if you did. I don't blame you if you don't like it.
Like I enjoyed most Soul Caliburs. From what I'm seeing, the 6, it looks fun. It looks like a return to form. So yeah, I'm hyped for this. But you know, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, but that's basically that.
Next.
Yeah. Anyway, your thoughts on the Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, Holland?
Yeah. Okay. So Blaze Blue, Lamar played it a bit, but
I played it a bit too.
Yeah. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle had an open beta. It went from I forget exactly the days, but it was pretty much last week. And if you pre-ordered it, and I don't know if it was just pre-ordering it like the digital copy on PlayStation Store, that's what I did, or if you got it through some other means. But if you pre-order it, right, you get the trial version, not the demo version, where even past the open beta point, like I could actually go in and start playing some stuff right now. It's just no net play. So you basically just get versus the computer. And that's it. I wish when they gave you versus mode, they allowed you to hook up 2 controllers, but they don't, because I guess that would have been giving you too much. Granted, that's reasonable, but I got to play in the beta period, and I got to admit, it's a fun game. Like it's fun to pick up all of these characters and dick around with. But that said, even though it's going to be very fun to play, I think it's only going to be fun to play for a hot minute, and then people are going to be ready to put that down and pick up something else. And that's for multiple reasons. First off, I know that the game, I know that it's not good, especially in this day and age of fighting games, to write off a game as being too simple just because it seems simple at first. And that's especially true for Arxis games, because just like with Dragon Ball, where, auto combos abound, everybody thought it was going to be way too simple. Like, there's plenty of tech and shit that people have discovered, like it is in every fighting game. It's just easier to do something that's flashy and seems effective, like when you first pick up the game. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but with only 2 standard attack buttons, and then basically, if you're familiar with Guilty Gear, it's basically like having not Guilty. Well, yeah, Guilty Gear. It's basically like having slash, heavy slash, and dust, and those are the only buttons that you have. So the dust gives you stand C gives you pretty much a dust, which is a universal overhead, which leads into this little cinematic that does ton of fucking damage. Yeah. And then crouch and C gives you a sweep that gives you your little untechable knockdown. And in the air, it's just an air attack. So it literally is just like dust from Guilty Gear. And then other than that, you only have the 2 attack buttons. There only seem to be 2 inputs for moves, either quarter circle forward and quarter circle back. So there's not even any like DP motions or down, not even down, like none of that.
Oh.
And it took it took Persona's 2-button DP. It has that instead. So like everybody has their 2-button bust out move that's either a counter or an invincible move or a full on DP or something like that. It took me a minute to actually figure that out, but yep, it has that. And it has both assists and the ability to kind of switch whenever, which is weird because it's like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite's tag mechanics, though also having Marvel 3's assists, where you can, and it's a little more detailed than Marvel 3's assist because even though you only have 2 characters instead of 3, the direction you hold when you press the assist button determines what move they come out with using the assist. So it's like basically you pick a character and you have all 3 of their assists at your disposal, and you can call assist pretty much at any time except for you getting hit. The damage is OD crazy. Like it makes no fucking sense how much damage a combo does until you realize that the burst mechanic is again something that they took from Infinite, where if you press like I think it's C and assist at the same time, then you get a burst where your partner character will come out with an attack and combo break whatever you're getting hit with. And it costs your entire assist meter, and your assist meter gets locked out for like 10 seconds, I think, after you call that in. It is punishable, but basically it's like you have to manage your assist meter resource because it costs, you get 2 assist meters and it costs both of them to do this combo breaker. And if you're out of assist meter and you get caught, you're going to eat OD damage. It's kind of ridiculous. There's a lot of system mechanics that are going on into the game, but it seems like the gameplay itself is really freaking simple just because you're either doing an auto combo with your one button or you're doing the auto combo with the other button, and you're ending it off with like a special move or your universal overhead or what have you. So even though it's complicated in terms of systems, it's really simple to play, and it doesn't feel like it's going to be that complicated to come up with something that's incredibly cheesy, because there's already cheesy ass shit in the game depending on what characters you pick. The fact that I can call out an assist to cover my special move, like I throw out a special move that's normally fucking super negative or gives you super lag to get whiff punished, like Hyde, he has this little like triple slash in the air, and that is like, and that covers a whole lot of real estate, but it's super punishable if it whiffs or if you block it. But he can just call an assist and get somebody to cover him as he lands. Like, it's stupid. And the other thing is really bad, or not bad, but the other thing that makes it fun, but it's going to make it suck as a competitive game, is the fact that they have every, like, this is crossing over between like 4 series, right? Right. Ruby characters are new, but you have Blaze Blue, you got Persona, and you have Unio. Now, there are system mechanics built for Blaze Blue and Persona and Unio that are like kind of fine tailored to the way the characters work, right? So like Unio, you have your full screen buttons, but you have your grid system, but that works in a good way to counterbalance the fact that everybody has full screen buttons and retarded combos and all of that stuff. You have your system that mechanics that work in conjunction with that to make it a really fair game. With Persona, you have 2-button DPs, and you call out personas that pretty much allow you to do moves that pretty much give you like a super varied projectile that gives you so much screen coverage and combos while keeping yourself safe. But it has the persona break mechanic, and DPs cost life. That kind of stuff to kind of counterbalance it. There's none of that shit in this game. Huh?
DPs cost life in Persona?
In Persona, yeah. It gives you, it's not like full, it's gray health. Like, it gives you gray health damage in Persona. So if they hit you, you're going to take extra damage. If you DP. So
it's been a long time.
Yeah, I know it's been a long time since you played it. But they don't have any of that shit in this game. Like, you can't break people's personas. DPs don't cost life.
That's another thing I had a big issue with too. Like, I didn't play a lot of Persona, but I knew if I hit this persona, you can't do that persona for at least
you can't call it for a few seconds. Nope.
Yeah.
I would hit Yukiko's persona. She would call that bitch right the fuck back. I was like, "What is this?
Leave my character alone, man."
Dude, on top of that,
start with that.
Could she always heal people like that?
Yeah, she always had the to like heal, but it's retarded now because you can call an assist and then heal. Yeah. Like what? So there's basically a whole lot of. It doesn't seem like they really tried to balance any of the system, any of the different characters' moves that work in their own system mechanics. Yeah. They didn't really balance it against each other. You pick a Unio character and you're doing all these huge half screen normals, and then you call an assist so they can't even punish your recovery. Like what? So that's what I'm saying. When people really get their hands into this game, it's probably going to end up being like how Capcom Fighting Jam was. And I don't know how many people remember that game, but that was a similar game where it was like they grabbed a few characters from each different series and just kind of threw them in there with all of their system mechanics and didn't balance them amongst themselves. But it's kind of OD. But it's worse because with Capcom Fighting Jam, everybody in everybody's specific game had their own system mechanics. Like if you pick Sakura or Karen from the Alpha series, they had Vism. But if you pick Ryu, he played like he was from Street Fighter 2. Oh. Yeah, it was weird. But in this, everybody just has access to everybody else's system mechanics and they just do what they do. And it doesn't seem like it's hardly any different. And combos do retarded amounts of damage. So I can't see this being a very like solid competitive fighter.
Yeah, I agree with most of the things like Holland was saying. Like it's one of those scenarios where arcade wise, that's gonna be great for like, hey, I just want to play with my buddies. Like I have a funny feeling this is gonna be a drinking game at one point. However, it's just I don't see it lasting too long. There's too many like engine and system setups that are like that aren't fun competitively. Like for all we know, this was the beta. This is the beta, but it could be like the damage is like that. Like what if the damage is like that?
The damage is probably going to be like that, and it kind of has to be like that because you have characters like Makoto who have no range at all, fighting Gordo who can cover the whole screen with one move.
Yeah,
like
so
Grim Reaper.
Grim Reaper, it covers the whole screen. The hitbox is everywhere. You can't dodge it. And then Gordo does Grim Reaper and calls assist. So
safe.
Yeah, it's safe.
So
like what?
Conclusion, I think we all agree this is going to be a fun game for all of like 4 to 5 months, and then it's going to be forgotten about until DLC comes out, and then
people are going to pick it back up just to try the DLC characters. And then after all the DLC is out, it's going to just be over. Like, I don't see this having that much staying power just because so many things seem so unfair and it's so easy to do.
Like I said, this show going to be on my Switch at one point. Like after I do the other backlog that the Switch is going to have on it.
What?
But
that doesn't even make any sense. Like Switch backlog, what?
Yeah, I got Zelda to play, sir.
Well, yeah, I've been playing that for
Mario Odyssey. I gotta play. I got a bunch of stuff.
Well, like I said, the thing about that though is like I had Zelda and I played it and I played that joint like a year ago and I'm still playing it.
Exactly,
because they ain't nothing else to play on Switch.
It's like
Mario Odyssey was cool for one playthrough. Whatever,
we're not getting into that. But yeah, I feel like the point I'm trying to make is it's going to be something that people play to pad. Like it's going to be something if I would ever like. Seriously consider it. There we go. I would like get it for like something to play, but I'm like waiting for like a league game to start up or something. And even then, I'm not taking it that serious. Yeah, like I have the demo on here just to like push buttons. I'm like, all right, cool. Oh, my game started. Put it down, and then like, all right, cool. So yeah, it's going. We all agree it's going to be a dead.
You know, it's possible that we could have held this topic off because this really does tie into kind of like our opinion piece later on in the show. But whatever.
You're the one that ranted about it.
Well, yeah, but it
Yeah,
was
a lot to
it would I had a lot to say, but I'm just saying we could have saved this until right before we segued into it.
It's
but
a solid
whatever.
game.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, it's a fun game. Blah blah blah.
Moving on.
Anyway, so Fusamasu and Vegito.
Do we have a release date yet?
I don't know where
They
the
said
28th.
they said, oh, it's actually solidified.
Yes, 28th.
Yay!
I don't know where Yusuf at because I know he wanted to play as
Vegeta.
yeah.
Man, I need that. I need some Vegito in my life right now.
Yeah, so it's cool. It goes to say for me specifically that I was looking forward to either one the most. A lot of the characters are in like kind of similar archetypes where either they're small and powerful, or they're like medium sized and good, or they're big and like OD. Like Broly and Cell are like the tall OD strong dudes, and in between them is like Goku, Vegeta, a couple others, and then there's Kid Buu, who's number one, and he's the worst.
He's the worst.
Man, Kid Buu may be the worst to deal with, but it's hard dealing with Cell sometimes too, man.
We all right. Well, that's another topic that we got coming up, but
yeah, that's definitely another topic too.
It's good to finally get a date. I wish we got more of like a roadmap of when we're getting the characters because we get like a 20-second to like 15-second trailer of the said character that's coming. Who at this point we know who's coming. We get Saiyan Goku and Saiyan Vegeta later on, and then
Cooler
Kobe Bryant himself, Mr. 17, the MVP, and Cooler. So that's all we know. Hopefully, we get like a better. Huh?
We may not have like a solidified schedule, but they're coming out pretty quickly, man.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, but I'm impatient.
It's probably not gonna happen, but I'm hoping everybody comes out by Evo.
Yeah, or we get more trailers at Evo.
I think that's what's gonna happen.
I think we might get one more set before Evo, and then because Evo's in August.
Right. Technically speaking, they could do that at that what's the name of that name? E3. They could go, yeah, by the way, here's the next stuff we're doing for Dragon Ball Fighters.
Exactly.
And they'll be out and they'll be out tomorrow. Whoop. It's gonna be out tomorrow.
Because when the summer is when all the conferences and stuff comes together, so we'll see what happens. A lot of the time with cases like this, the game is solid. You just want more of the characters because there's so many beloved Dragon Ball characters that we all want.
I want some more stages.
Oh yeah, of course. But
I want my hyperbolic time chamber. Damn it.
Yeah, I think that's going to come out like a DLC.
You want to fight on a white screen?
So next year we might get like the Tournament of Power.
I'm about to say Tournament of Power, definitely.
Yeah, and we get that stage. That'll be the best.
That's
stage.
basically space.
Need Jiren.
All right, I'll take that over the fucking hyperbolic time chamber.
I'm about to say the same thing to Race. I'm like, if you want all that, why not just do space? It's literally
no, because he want a white background.
That's stupid. Jiren. My wish list is Jiren, Master Roshi, and Hakaishin no Kami Tapo. That should be his install, just like Golden Frieza.
I want cauliflower.
I want Kefla.
Oh yeah. We're probably gonna get kind of similar to Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. It's like we're just gonna get Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. So
yeah, I mean, I could see that. I would rather have like just cauliflower than the fusion, but you know,
I want the Merry Christmas beam, man.
Yeah.
and then we can get the tournament power.
Slide up there, Joe.
He can slide up the joy. Get the
another good stage we can get is 17's his resort, the island.
Oh yeah, that would be high.
Maybe
yeah.
that would be dope.
But don't we technically have that?
But like throughout the entirety of Dragon Ball, like Tournament of Power characters would be cool, but there are some other characters that kind of missed out because they could probably do a lot with Super Buu.
I don't want more booze.
I mean, I can understand where you come from.
I can't stand the.
You know what's weird too? I'd look at him as a bruiser type too. He wouldn't be like he'd be the good in between. Like he's in your face, but at the same time, just a bunch of stiff shots. Like no grabs, no.
If we get Super Buu, cool. But if we start getting like Super Buu when he fused with Gotenks, exactly, that's when it starts to break off into versions of versions. I'm like,
I mean, really, if they throw in Super Buu in there, then they only really need to throw like the base form Super Buu and just have him do shit.
Yeah.
What if he has Super Buu and he would absorb like
Piccolo and Gohan?
Like, it's like 21.
It's like supers.
They're like 21, like as a super, like as a level 3. If you kill them with this level 3, you get to absorb that person, and you get one of their abilities.
I think that. I mean, yeah, that'd be interesting, but I don't think they're going to do that just because they tend to stick towards, what's canon. So it would literally be he can only absorb Gotenks, Piccolo, and Adult Gohan.
Mystic.
And if they can make
which might be dramatic finishes,
everybody's character, everybody's moves, and they can make Super Boo work.
Yeah.
But you mean, well, Android 21 is like a character created just for that, just for the game.
Just for that purpose, I know, but I'm saying, like, if they can make that work, they can make somebody that's actually canon work.
No, I'm not saying they can't make it work. I'm saying that everything, if you look at all of the moves for all of the characters so far, they're all shit that legit happened in like the show or the game. So he's not gonna, I don't think they're gonna make him absorb fucking Goku because he never did that.
Anything's possible.
I wouldn't even want that, so it's just like,
I wouldn't either.
Just throw in Jiren, and I don't care about nothing else.
But with Super Boo, they would probably have like the dramatic finishes with like Gotenks, Piccolo, and Gohan.
Yeah,
that would be pretty dope.
And then the ending winning screen, he's transformed into them
with Super Boo.
Yeah.
I would also, as a different character, just I don't know that because there's so much they can do. I would definitely like Majin Vegeta down the line.
If we talking about yet another version of Vegeta and Goku, then I mean,
I feel like
you want Ultra Blue Vegeta and Ultra Instinct Goku.
I don't know about Ultra Blue Vegeta, but definitely Ultra Instinct Goku.
I still like that.
I think that's like
Majin Vegeta would actually be Majin Vegeta is like kind of my favorite version.
I still like the idea of like the Dark Phoenix version of Goku. Basically, it's like
I came up with that, and I would love that.
Kenny is like he's on point with this. Like base Goku, right? But if you have 7 meter and Goku dies,
then you just go Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, but your health goes down.
Yeah, and your health ticks down.
And your 7 bars ticks down really fast.
Yo, that's gonna be. But he's.
I mean, that would be cool, but they're not gonna put that on like the base Goku that we're getting because it's base Goku and base Vegeta. Like throw back to the same saga.
I'm assuming next year we get like a Tournament of Power pack and we get 8 more people, and it's like the main players.
Like Ultra Instinct Goku.
Exactly. So especially since the last characters for this year or for this like DLC, this immediate pack, I'm not gonna say he's the last character of the year, is Tournament of Power 17. So. Anything's possible since we're ending. I'm assuming it's going to be Cooler first and then 17 second. So we get Kobe Bryant himself. I think we're going to get no questions.
I think we're going to get Cooler and 17 at the same time.
Do you think possibly the next year the characters we're going to get this movie character?
No.
Emotion?
Me? I doubt it. And the reason I doubt it is because it takes like they normally have this stuff planned well in advance.
Oh yeah.
So like that's probably the reason we didn't really get any Tournament of Power characters as DLC this go around.
Shit, we might get Gogeta before we get him.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, if you talking about the movie, since we put in Broly, like there's a ton more characters we had to choose from. Put like a random Turles in there eating fruits and shit.
Man, my man ain't get enough shine. Put in PyCon, yo.
Let's go. That would be OD.
The Legend of PyCon.
I would have to play the Bruce Faulconer music. Like, no, that's what I want. A fucking Bruce Faulconer music pack. We got the Japanese music pack. I need like the American dub DBZ music pack with the hype ass music.
Rock the Dragon.
I'm gonna Rock the Dragon. Vegeta fights Frieza. PyCon's theme, you can't tell me PyCon's theme was not fucking hitting in the English version.
That's what I think they should do with Ultra Vegeta, where it's like they make it his install for his Super Saiyan Blue form that's already in the game. So you make it cost like 3 to 7 meters, and then that will save you some time down the line instead of putting in a brand new rig for a character.
Oh, you mean just like update Blue Vegeta?
Exactly, like a rework. Exactly.
You know what I want?
Maybe
I want that tense music to play if they ever do that Ultra Instinct Goku idea.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
The second he turns, it goes like zooms on his face, his eyes just open up, and he just powers up. Like, oh shit, here we go, y'all. We got a match now.
Yeah, that would be too hype.
But that's what I like. I like the not only like is a game. Dragon Ball is a game that when it came out it was great, but I'm just excited for what they're going to do next with the game and the characters. So it's like it's a win-win.
Yeah, because they got a lot of ground they could cover. Like the sky's the limit.
Exactly.
Yeah, they got yeah.
All right.
Speaking of the Tournament of Power, we have the Summit of Power. And they just added to the roster of the players that are going to be in it, Mr. Lord Knight and Echo Fox's The Kill Siege.
Yo, shout outs to LK. I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy my boy made it in. Shout outs to my man Steve. You know, he been had tournament wins and all that shit.
I remember that video. Fucking Lil B playing in the background.
Best.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so I'm glad he made it in. He was pretty much the top player that I was rooting for to get in. I'm not sure. I can't speak to what I think his results are going to be, and I think there's only one slot left for the winner of Combo Breaker.
Yes, sir.
So
I have a question since you guys are probably know more about it. I haven't paid attention. I just hear some of the power. Is this community ran? Like is like
yeah.
Okay.
Yes. It's not a it's not like an official sponsored by Bandai Namco event, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
That's cool. I like seeing stuff like that where like, the community can come together and do something really big.
I mean, hey man, that's welcome to the FGC. That's literally
it's just
FGC
it's weird.
Ever.
It's like I rarely see that kind of stuff. Like something that's like has everybody a buzz. Not like oh yeah.
I mean, maybe not these days, but that's exactly what I'm saying.
That's what I mean. Like these days,
back in the day, like everything was tournament run.
This is literally what he was. He was like he got a group of people together. I completely understand.
This is no, what this is Curly Mustache all over again.
I was just about to say
somebody to say that's way better as a way of looking at it. Curly Mustache.
Everybody speaking of the roster that's comparable to Curly Mustache, it's like the heavy hitters of the game. We have Moke, Cloud 805.
I haven't heard that name in forever.
Goichi, Sonic Fox,
of course,
Dogura, and Kazunoko. Mr. Leffen from Switzerland. Knockhill, Apology
the
Man.
Smash player.
Yep, Reynolds and Hook Gang.
Yeah.
And the last
and Yohosi.
Combo Breaker. June 8th.
Did you already mention Yohosi?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he did.
So, question though. So
Go Tanks for life.
The people who have already qualified, they're obviously going to be at Combo Breaker anyway.
Right.
So if people who are the top 3 who are already in this tournament,
I'm pretty sure
go down the list.
This is going to go down the list.
All right.
Yeah, but like for speaking of like just the list that you went through, like I'm interested to see what Yohosi does.
Yeah.
Just because like she, out of everybody, she never struck me as a real tournament player. She just seemed like a super lab monster. Because as soon as the game came out, she was going in with the Go Tanks.
Yeah, she was going in with Go Tanks for real.
She went in with the tech, but I haven't seen like tournament results out of her. So I think she might be the odd man out as far as that group. But
I hope it isn't. I hope it isn't a token situation. I really do. Hey, we need a girl.
It's not. They voted her in. Like,
yeah, she got voted. Yeah.
She got voted in. But I'm saying that like everybody who voted her in, I don't know if they voted her in because they think she can actually win or like beat anybody else who's in the tournament, or if they voted her in just because she's like she's well known that Go Tanks player. The person with the chick with the Go Tanks tech. You know what I mean?
Hey man, in this game can go far because I'm sorry, I did not consider Piccolo tournament viable, and here the Hook Gang God is getting sponsored from NRG because of it. So
yeah, but like Hook Gang God came out there like winning tournaments and
but
like,
he placed
immediately. You know what I mean? He plays. He like placed. He got up there. Like Yohosi,
the only one who's beating him is Sonic Fox.
Yeah, Yohosi is just more of a question mark. I'm not saying that she, doesn't deserve to beat.
Like a dark horse.
Like she's a real dark horse. She could go in there.
Someone look at the Google Doc. I have a question. No, you guys keep talking.
All right, but yeah, I'm saying that, like she could go in there and body everybody because nobody's ready for freaking what's his name.
It's the part that I find interesting is I really hope it isn't a situation where everybody voted for her because of the tech they saw, and then she gets blown up. I really don't want that to happen.
Yeah,
that'd be fucked up. They really would.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, they voted you in, and then you just got stripped, and like that'd be fucked up. But then again, we could have another color core situation where they are low key, just like in the cut, you never see them, and then all of a sudden they just sneak their way to grand finals and then win the whole thing.
Yep. So we'll see what happens. I'm just saying she's a real dark horse.
Every time I think about that, you gonna just sneak away in the grand finals and beat your man. Oh yeah,
that sounded. So
I love Mac to death, and I had to tell Mac, like, yo, Mac, you know my boys was like fucking with you the second they saw that match, right? He was like, I was like, was that ride home? Like, he was like, oh, it was fine. I'm like, no, it wasn't.
I know it wasn't.
No,
you got a lot of
like, no, I'm proud of her. I feel like she did the best she could. I'm like, no, you were, you was tight, but he was they cool. They were cool about it. All right. So
my Combo Breaker next week.
Oh yeah, I wish I could go. I did plans to go, but it's not working out.
Yeah, I've let it go on for this long, just basically like because I didn't really have any like concrete plans. So at this point, I was just like, I'll just skip it. Yeah, maybe CEO though, and Combo Breaker. If I can actually get my tournament planned out and my tournament planned out and my vacation time planned out better for next year, then I might do it next year.
Yeah, because this is definitely the biggest Dragon Ball event right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Or Tom was like, yeah.
All right.
Is this a ranking event, by the way?
Right.
For 5?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not even concerned with 5 anymore. I'm so done.
Okay. Oh, but can you say I care?
Yo, I literally just do not follow that game anymore. I'm sorry.
What game?
5.
My 5. Yeah.
It's my 5. I remember that. It's in the background right now. Like right now, the state of the FGC itself is in a weird place. I didn't mean that. You know I didn't. I didn't mean that.
Hold on, man. Hold that thought, buddy boy.
No, not that. I didn't mean that. Anyway,
a true nut.
I did not. Bye. I did not mean that. Y'all know it. All right. I need this. All right.
But yeah. Someone's making a return to the scene after not seeing him for a while. Mr. Shao Hai. Where the hell has he been? And he played Dragon Ball, and I don't know. I have no idea who he
exactly.
Played.
He might have been in the cut just waiting, yo.
Because obviously he came for Street Fighter 5 also, but it's like
I don't know. Yeah, like I said, man, a lot of these players, especially like overseas, they might just wait for the tech to drop and then they jump in hard. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anything's possible. I do much respect to him though, because better now than later. Because later on it's gonna get harder. People learn more about the game, as you know. It's kind of the same thing with Street Fighter or any current game that's out right now. It's like you have that limited amount of time to get your tech and get good fast.
Yeah.
So
after that you just gotta climb,
dog.
Exactly. So it's like the sooner the better. Even though we're technically months into the game isn't even a year old yet. So who knows how the landscape can
It's not even 6 months, dog.
Exactly, and it's already great. So
Damn.
stay tuned essentially with all these players. And don't sleep on nobody.
No. That's
not a
rule in the FGC.
Oh, no wonder everybody's here.
Why?
Shit. Because it's a master event for Tekken also.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Killers. That's all I can say.
Damn.
I saw that bracket. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, Tekken is gonna be lit this week. Next week, Dragon Ball 5.
Something to watch while I'm at home.
Shit, this might be.
That's gonna be fun.
This is gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be a good weekend.
Right.
So
all right, that's what's coming up, and as far as what happened, the Canada Cup Master Series happened.
Oh God, we are not talking about that, man.
We gotta mention it, yo.
Man, what is this? What is that, man?
Oh my God, that shit. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna go through the results like we do for like normally on the tournaments and shit like that because it really wasn't worth the time. Goichi won Dragon Ball. Freaking, I don't even know who won Street Fighter. It doesn't matter.
Basically,
this is how whack it was.
I was watching top 8. That looked so sad, yo.
I don't think so. Justin won Tekken,
and Justin won Tekken. He won Street Fighter and
Tekken, which means nobody was really there. Like Punk was there, and I guess he didn't do that well in Street Fighter. They were doing this weird
second place, I think.
Okay, but in top 8, they were doing this like weird, like it wasn't even like a regular tournament, like a tournament set. They were doing like first to 5s throughout all the top 8. So I'm like, really, how many people were there? Because that's just weird, yo. It was strange.
That's just weird.
Yeah, so basically,
they had 2 people that looked like any decent player could beat them in Dragon Ball top 8. It looked so bad. They were doing everything wrong. I'm like, yo, this is
just sitting there alone, bored. None of his game.
Literally, Justin.
I think Punk was in top 8 of Dragon Ball. Like,
yeah, he got 5th with Justin.
Like nobody was there except Goichi, who just came to take the money, and Chris G.
And Chris G got second.
Take second place. Like I think that if you or I gone up there, we might have just been able to like get that podium placement and bounce. Like,
yo, you said that?
Yo, that's what it looked like. It was so sad. Oh man,
Literally, Justin was like on commentary like all weekend too,
because nobody was there.
Nobody was there.
Poor Canada Cup.
But this doesn't count as the real Canada Cup anyway, so it was like whatever.
It's not, but it was still funny.
It was. It was like for those we were trying to figure out. All right, we like getting news and stuff together. We were like, what happened with Canada Cup? And I'm like, let me look at this. And I saw the names. I'm like, I know none of these people but Dustin and Punk and Goichi. Oh, Chris G was there. And yep. That's it. Then what else I know?
Mewtwo King.
Mewtwo King. He won Melee, which was
Justin got 3rd in Guilty Gear, dog.
Nobody was there. Nobody was there. Justin got 3rd, and nobody was there.
I didn't even know Justin played Guilty Gear.
He don't. He don't. He don't play. He barely played Tekken for real.
Wait, they had Guilty Gear?
Yeah.
Oh, news to me.
You want to know how bad this was? You know what? Ready? Arms had 3 people, and they didn't. It's like one of the things.
Why did they even have arms?
It was like exactly why'd they even have it? And then they had 3 people come in. And I'm like,
Kenny.
Yeah.
Check the. Yeah, you got a response, by the way.
Okay.
Got it.
Right. So.
Thank you.
I feel like that's it. I feel like that's all we should talk about with the combo breaker because
No, you mean Canada Cup?
Exactly.
All right. Yeah. Moving on.
My mind's on combo breaker. That's how bad Canada Cup was.
Oh.
My mind's on something else.
Speaking of Canada Cup too, also with that, Arturo. I think Arturo was streaming it, right?
Oh, yo, that was funny. All right, so at the end of if we're going to get into that,
that's what we're getting.
I don't know why this is the main topic, but it was funny. Oh man, so Arturo basically after it was over, and it was kind of dry, but Arturo came in there. He came in there and he was heated, yo. So first off, he started shilling for his channel like 9,000, and I'm not gonna hate. I respect the hustle. Arturo's cool as shit. He's good people's. As a streamer, he's saying, he was talking about how hard he was working and how he's stepping it up. Oh, I got all this content, blah blah blah, absolutely free. Like he had this big ass friggin' 5-minute Arturo commercial. So I was laughing my ass off. And then he went on is like, yeah, people jacking my shit. So my YouTube channel isn't really that isn't popping like that. He was talking about how people were just uploading the matches from his YouTube channel. But I hear from a very reputable
For all
source.
intents and purposes, he has every reason to be upset.
See, he does. But then, who does he have to? Who should he be upset with? Because I hear from a reputable source that Lapchi, who technically owns all the footage because it's his event,
right?
I'm hearing that Lapchi gave the people who were just uploading the matches permission to do so.
What? Stop.
So that's what I'm at. That's what I heard.
Oh my god.
So yeah. All right, you might be mad, but good luck getting them copyright strikes in if Lapchi actually let these people, gave these people every permission to go ahead and upload the matches. Ooh. So yeah, I'm not sure how much of that.
Scoop.
So yeah, people like Bifu have people like Bifu can they basically they're on that immediately as far as how but yeah, people like Bifu are on it immediately as far as people uploading
Oh yeah, he has a whole setup every single time.
His channel, he goes out of his way to basically upload matches as soon as they're completed to his YouTube channel. He has the videos immediately available after after it's finished playing on Twitch. You can always go to the video, and he cracks down on that shit hardcore and has that shit ready to go before the event even starts. He's ready to give people copyright strikes. It's gotten to the point.
He has a system.
He's got a system and it works. And basically, I'm pretty sure people know by now. Don't upload Bifu shit.
Oh no,
because you will get your channel blown up. And
you're gonna be like, I'm shutting the studio down.
So basically, Bifu shut your studio down real quick. Got his own studio still running, busting your shit and shut your studio down.
Yeah.
So. The thing about that is Art can complain and Art, and I'm not saying Art doesn't have a right to be mad, but it's like, where have you been, Doc? This has gone on forever, and if you really want to combat that shit, then you can't just bitch the event hubs about it. You gotta go. You have legal recourse. You got to put the work in so that people get the message to not upload your shit without permission, and they don't have a reason to upload your shit because you upload your own shit immediately as the matches are going or as soon as the matches are over. So, I have sympathy for Art, but that only goes but so far.
Right.
Funny.
But anyway, Arturo, hopefully everything work out for you, man.
He was tight, all blown up.
I hope Arturo gets his stuff.
Yeah, I hope it all works out for him.
I hope it all works out for him.
It's still funny though.
Much love though.
Much love.
Leave me alone. All right. Anyway,
you just laughing at it. All right, much love, bro.
Shut up, man. Damn, y'all can't do. You can't be doing this to me, man. Anyway,
in other news,
the patch. Wait, I'm hearing something about the Marvel patch too. What's up with that too? By the way,
apparently they have some secret patch that because it didn't get leaked because no one's really on the radar to leak Marvel stuff because it's Marvel. So that's basically how they got.
So nobody knows. Okay,
no one knows.
No one knows.
No one knows because no one cares.
All right. Anyway, so to the other patch.
All right. Yeah. So Dragon Ball patch came out. It was a little less than I was expecting. I was expecting them to do a bit more than they did.
Yeah.
Gohan don't got no legs.
I mean, they got rid of Gohan's legs, which they needed to do that. That shit was stupid. So
his legs are gone.
Where your legs, Lieutenant Dan?
He ain't got no legs.
How you gonna make the top eight go high? You don't have legs. You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant
Yeah,
Gohan.
he's still good though, man.
I mean,
know, but it's just funny to say
he's still a great character. He just doesn't have that super busted shit anymore, which I think is perfectly fine. Or it would be perfectly fine.
Do you guys think that's going to make characters fall and rise? Because I think people are going to jump ship from Super Saiyan Vegeta to Blue Vegeta.
I don't.
No, because his assist is still good.
Yeah, his assist is still decent. It just doesn't lock you down like it used to anymore. But you can still, like, if you try to super dash through that shit, you're still opening yourself up to get punished.
It don't hold you down like an early 2000s rapper. It doesn't hold you down at all.
And it don't hold you down like that fucking old R&B singer.
Yo.
It doesn't hold you down like Bow Wow.
Yeah, right?
Oh, God.
Oh, God. But yeah, so it doesn't do that anymore, but it's still a good assist. And I still think I think Super Saiyan Vegeta is still a better character overall than Blue Vegeta.
Yes.
Same.
Like he's still got a DP.
He has a DP.
DP that Blue Vegeta doesn't have.
Right.
So yeah.
Plus really good fucking neutral in general.
Yep.
Better neutral, I mean.
And that fucking EX kick that's
that
like
EX
safe.
Oh my God.
Like he's got a lot. So
fucking kicks shit is stupid.
So yeah, Vegeta still got a lot. So I don't see people dropping him, but he's easier to deal with. Gohan is still good, but he's also easier to deal with. But them nerfing Gohan wouldn't be a big deal, just like nerfing 16 wouldn't be a big deal because they didn't nerf too much on him. They got rid of his Oki, but that wouldn't be a big deal, except they left fucking Cell and Kid Buu untouched. And they were better than 16. And
so if anything, they're better than where they started because they have less competition in the top spots. So.
Exactly. Like that's why nerfing Gohan actually super fucking sucks for Gohan. Not because it makes Gohan bad, but because Cell and Kid Buu were already about as good as Gohan was before he got nerfed.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not nerfed. That makes no sense. Zero sense. Like it makes
that reminds me of the L Sharp. He's like, look at this. This is Chewbacca. That does not make sense.
Yep. Like,
that made no sense. Like you
maybe they didn't know how to nerf, like tone them down without completely breaking.
Well, but at the same time,
there are multiple incredibly easy ways that you could tone down Cell and Kid Buu without breaking the character.
Well, hold on a second. You have to think that they're playing it safe because if they do like a major patch, we don't know how what people's reception is going to be. Essentially, at this early in the game, because it's still really early into the game's lifespan.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming this is a pretty safe patch. Like they got rid of some of the I'm not gonna say scrubby, but the incredibly strong aspects of Gohan.
And they got rid of 16's meterless Oki.
Yeah, because it was disgustingly easy.
Obnoxious.
Yeah. So we'll see down the line. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get another big patch after Evo, maybe.
I'm not sure. I'm hoping that if they're gonna keep the patches light like this, I'm hoping they come with a decent amount of frequency until they get it to a point where they've actually toned down all of the stupid characters and not just like two of them.
Yeah.
It's like at the very least, before you just let the game go and go do what it's going to do, like fix that power imbalance because that's really not fair.
Yeah, but Kid Buu's supposed to be the best, man.
Yeah, shut up.
Shut up. That's the best way to.
The best, man.
But yeah, like go ahead and learn Kid Buu because they didn't touch that.
Man, they probably gonna get nerfed to
so they're retarded. Well, good. I mean, the funny thing is, if it comes a few months down the line, right before Evo, and they dumpster both Cell and Kid Buu, then that's what you fucking get.
Man,
and if they nerf 21, that's what you get.
Fuck you, nigga. Why you keep saying my characters, nigga?
Because you're playing top 5 in the game.
Okay. I just so happen to pick characters that I like.
So if you get nerfed, that's what you fucking get.
Just because I end up picking the characters that I liked.
Right?
I feel like that's something somebody would say. Like, it's only funny because I'm like, I wanted to start playing Pokemon and like I want to have fun with that. I'm like, all right, so what y'all think about this guy, Pikachu Libre? Top 5. Shit, I just like the character. All right, cool.
No, I mean, and that's fine, but it's like the game's new. You have some busted characters. They've obviously shown a willingness to tone down the busted characters, and they miss selling Kid Buu this go around. So if they body them the next go around, then that's what you get.
I feel like
because you play with with these busted ass niggas.
Go ahead, sneak you in some tournament wins, Rice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you know, you make hay while the sun's still shining, nigga.
I suck, man.
Well,
characters don't.
So I'm sucking because your characters is like among the best.
That's the best thing ever. I suck, man. Your characters don't.
I suck, man. I'm married now, man. Come on.
That's the OS of the century.
He said I got a girl, bro.
I got a job, bro. To get married, bro. Yo, bro.
You want to go to CEO? Nah, man. I got a wife.
Hey, where Yusuf at? I'm so mad. He would love this. Got a job, bro. You still do that? You still on that? Chill, bro. You tripping, bro. You do that? I don't do that no more. That's young bullshit.
All right. Anything else?
All right. The topic of the evening. The state of fighting games.
Why are you saying like that?
Because this I feel like this is gonna be very long.
I mean, kind of.
You.
I mean, I'll let y'all go ahead.
I forgot I could grab it. All right, go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Someone started off. I'm doing something real quick.
Go ahead.
Current state. Okay, sure.
For the
the current state of fighting games for me, it's they're I'm not gonna say a dying breed. I'm gonna say this year they don't have as much impact or as much as appeal as, say, single player games, because it's depending on who you talk to, fighting games can be a very niche thing to get into. There's some people that despise fighting games and some people that only play fighting games. I couldn't just play fighting games because I'd lose my fucking mind.
Oh, no.
But for me, there's not a lot of appeal to certain games right now. The games in particular I'm talking about are Street Fighter and Dragon Ball. Like, I could play them at any time, and I will get into Dragon Ball more heavy, possibly down the line. But Street Fighter, the only contingency I have is if Cody is even remotely worth my time. If not, I'm uninstalling the game the same day because I don't need any more. I don't need any more distractions game wise. And trust me when I say I have a husky backlog that have nothing to do with picking up a fight stick. So for me, the fighting game genre right now just isn't as appealing as it would have been any other time. So that's kind of my short version. I don't want to take up someone else's spotlight. So y'all got it.
You think it's at an all-time low as far as appealing to you?
Yes.
I see. Well, all right. So, no.
But specifically appealing to him.
Yeah. All right.
Because, you go.
No, you go.
No, you got
nigga, I'm gonna go in, so you ain't gonna talk for a while. So go.
All right, go.
No.
All right, so how I'm looking at it right now, I feel like fighting games are we're in a weird position right now. I feel like a lot of developers and people who are focusing on fighting games, like on a casual level, I guess, they're trying to appeal to more than just the competitive people. And I think like the last time we've seen them really go like I'm gonna work only on the competitive scene was Tekken 7. Because Tag had like a whole little tutorial thing, taught you how to play the game, taught you the tag mechanics and everything. With this one, they're like, no, homie, we're not gonna show you any of that. You figure it out. And it's just like, damn, what happened to like some people how to play the game? Don't learn. So it's besides like Tekken 7. A lot of the stuff that you have right now is like a lot of it's for casual people who just want to play a fighting game. Perfect example, Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5 is a shell of what it used to be for competitive people. However, it's perfect for people who just want to play a fighting game and not think too hard about it. Not worry about, hey, is this punishable or not? Hey, can I worry about that? I'm gonna mash heavy punch and hope I hit something. And if you hit a button while I'm mashing heavy punch, you lose. So to someone who played 4 for a while, that shit sounds insane. But to a casual player, heavy punch is just a button. the strongest normal button they have. They don't look at the negative. They don't look at the positive. It's a button.
So I'm gonna use it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use it. And it's like, and on real talk, I would play my brother-in-law. Perfect example. I play fighting against my brother-in-law, and he doesn't like play fighting games with me because I play fighting games with the concept of that's negative. I'm not gonna do that no more. That looks pretty safe. All right, cool. I'm gonna just do this button and do that. I never touched a game a day in my life. For him, he's just like, I'm pushing this button. I'm gonna do this. I hope for the best. You know what I mean? And so it's just like, and it's like there's nothing wrong with that concept. That's why people liked DBZ Fighters so much. That's why I like it so much. It's a good niche of both a complex fighting game with easy pick up and play potential. So if you just want to pick up and mash buttons, you can. But if you want to like actually get good and learn how things work, you can do that as well. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm at. I feel like developers right now are trying to get everybody playing fighting games and not just this Annie's going nuts, and not just like the competitive like scene. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, we want only like, yeah, it's like, because that doesn't get them money,
right? Oh yeah, but
that's all I have to. That's a small tidbit. The community is different, and I'm not going to go into the community. The question wasn't the community. The question is fighting games. So that's
go in the community if you want.
Oh no, well, Philly community is different. Everybody's community is also different. So I really can't. As much as I would love to like say how much I am jealous of B-More's community, I can't.
I'm jealous of pretty much a lot of people's communities now.
At this point, yeah. Like I really am. It's kind of messed up, but it's the truth. It's like the community itself in Philadelphia is just like very lackluster and not reliable. Like I love them to death, but at the same time, it's like when more people, I wish it was something else. It's really wishy-washy, and like I said, they're not consistent. And I don't mean consistent as in like tournament show up. I mean consistent as in, hey, let's go play some sets somewhere and actually, dedicate our time to this game we said we want to dedicate our time to. But motherfuckers are ready to spend $50 for a tournament entry, but can't spend $10 to go to a quick local setup and just play some buttons. And that's just how I'm looking at it. This has nothing to do with how I feel about the current location where people play fighting games. That's different. I feel like hold on. I feel like this is a horrible time to fucking do this. No, but I feel like it's just as players, we need to start promoting, hey, team, what's the word? Like, we should promote, teamwork with a competitive nature on it. And we don't do that either. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to step on the other person's toes. Like, that's why I had this one idea where we were going to have we're going to have our own little personal pot. Like, we're going to have a personal pot, right?
And basically away from the subject. Go ahead.
No, hear me out. Let me finish real quick. We're going to have a personal pot. And then basically, it's like, hey, we're like anyone who's in the pot, we're basically going to do a point system. At the end of the month, whoever does the best, and like a Rambats thing, right? However, it was going to be open to everybody. But if you weren't in the actual pot, you can still like you have to like work off, like you have to worry about those people. For example, if me, you, and Holland are all in like this pot together, but Kenny's not in it. But Holland got to fight Kenny in a tournament. You better win. Don't let the random bull take you out of mess up your money. Period.
I don't get what you.
Yeah,
it's one of those scenarios where it's like you're rooting for someone to do well, but at the same time, it's friendly competition. Like we don't, for some reason, we just don't know how to do that. It's been really weird to me.
I mean, it just sounds like a Rambat to me, dog.
No, it's not. It's not like something like game changing. Like, oh yeah, it's going to completely innovate what we do as a what's the name. As a scene, like no, it's just something that I had an idea about one day. That's it. Like, hey, like this could help promote team play at the same time, give you competition. But it's like I didn't get it. I'm trying to explain it real fast, and it's kind of.
You might want to leave that one for another day, bro.
Yeah, I'm not going to go. I didn't plan on going deep into it, but neither here nor there. It's like there's a lot of things wrong with the Philadelphia thing that I feel like I wouldn't know where to begin to even fix it. So it's just like,
well, listen, man.
Same as it ever was, Doug.
It's the same. Yeah, the Philly seems whatever. Me and Holland tried to fix it. It didn't work.
We're not going to get into that story.
We're not going to get into that story. So anyway, Holland, it's on you.
Nah, give me a second. You go first. I got something to do.
Anyway, so basically, my statement on fighting games in general is I don't like how all these developers are pretty much like trying so hard to cater to casuals, because in the end they do make a lot of your money, but they don't support your game like within a couple weeks of the game being out. So it's like, what the fuck is the point of keep trying to cater to them?
Casual players will buy a boat but not fuel it. If you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's a good way to put that.
Yeah, so it's like,
you know what I'm saying?
So I just feel like they just fuck these casual people and just like cater to the people who's gonna keep playing your shit and support your shit.
But at the same time, that's a double-edged sword, because if you start listening to the more hardcore gamers of the community, it'll be stuff that'll eventually drain the casual player base. So it's just like, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because the more and more you listen to the hardcore crowd, the more things get changed to the hardcore player's favor. And
but if you listen to the casuals, they ruin your game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, if it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's like you listen to the right person, listen to the wrong person. It's all kind of the same.
Well, then at this point, sometimes the developers need to learn how to think for themselves and not listen to everybody.
Well, Rice, if you came up with your own fucking fighting game, it would last 2 hours. So it's like, you have to kind of go with who you like, what company you like, which company listens to the right people, which game is the best for you, which game is the most consistent, etc., etc. That's why the topic takes so long when it comes to the state of fighting games. It's just a case-by-case basis. A lot of the times you won't even see people complain about fighting games, but they're too busy winning shit. Like, I'm pretty sure Knuckle Dude does not care about the state of Street Fighter V as long as he's as long as he's in grand finals every time. So a lot of times you just gotta have to swallow your pride and play the game for what it is. Maybe a piece of shit, but it's a piece of shit you can make money off of.
Yeah, if people reduce it to a paycheck, then it's like, yeah, I don't really like the game, but if I'm good at it, then I might as well try to win some money.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
not that there is, but that doesn't mean that the game's not trash or that they don't think it's trash.
Oh, for sure. They can think however it is. They can think they can think it's trash for as long as they want. But at the same time, if it's paying your bills, then why the fuck not?
Then yeah, that's what you're gonna do.
That's just leaving money on the table, and that's even dumber than hating the game and crossing your arms and be like,
Yo, like what? I want to hear that. You got invincible DPs, no damage.
It's just, I don't know. Like it's weird. Like I don't know. I'm more cutthroat when it comes to this topic, just because fighting games are one of the hardest and one of the simpler genres around when you compare them to any other genre. There's some people that can pick up a fighting game and be really good at it within 2 months, something like that, at the earliest, the latest. And there's some people that, when they make top 8 at a local, they make a Facebook status about it. So it's different depending on who you talk to and who you hang around. You know what I mean? Because if somebody's making, complains about how many people show up just for it to have an 18-man bracket and you still go 0-2, then what can you actually tell me that I don't know about fighting games? Or what a good or bad fighting game is? You feel what I'm saying?
Damn.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
I
think another thing needs to happen is I think that developers need to let the game flesh out before patching it too. Because I think
what game are you referring to though? That's another case by case thing.
Well, I'm just saying in general, because there's NRS games does that a lot. Freaking
they were the worst with that actually.
Like, I'm just gonna say them specifically because they patched their shit like every week, which is like kind of ridiculous. Like, let the game flesh out before fully patching it.
Yeah, fair enough. Are you done?
Whatever, you can go.
Are you done?
I already know you want to go in.
All right, so the thing is, like, I get what you guys are saying about it being a subjective thing, but taking a look at it more objectively, the state of fighting games as it is right now. Fighting games kind of reach. You got to realize that this genre has been like a competitive head-to-head thing that built its own community and pretty much created a player base that is like full of veterans and people who have been going through like the tech and the psychology and everything that you can think of about fighting games for like over 20 years. So at a certain point, fighting games reach a critical mass of being a situation where if they continue to be the way that, you know, has drawn all of the hardcore crowd in, and it's a smaller group of people, but if they continue to be that way, then it leaves you in a state where those players who have been playing for like 20 plus years are really the only people who are thriving, and people who are trying to get into the game have to work so hard to even try to catch up to the people who have been on top, or the people who have been at this for, you know, forever. So it creates a really difficult situation for a developer where they want to close that gap to make it easier for people to get into, but there's trade-offs with that. Like there's a good YouTube video that I think everybody who's interested in this topic should watch. It's from Core A Gaming, and it's called "The Consequences of Reducing the Skill Gap."
Oh,
And
I've seen
that one. That's
yeah.
I was about to say something about it. I've seen that. It's
that video is
serious.
like 100% truth so far as like everything that they're saying. And what it's pretty much, and you know, just to paraphrase, it says that the Daigo parry, for example, was like one of the most legendary and iconic moments in fighting game community history. But it wouldn't have been anywhere near as compelling if parrying Chun-Li's super was really easy to do. So that's the trait of like the reason that you know, Daigo is a god and we consider that scene so fucking legendary is because it was a near impossible task and he did it. So that's what made it amazing. And a lot of people who want to play competitively, that's the type of experience we're looking for, where you express yourself in a way that you're overcoming some really difficult challenge. Like the player, you're executing on like the highest level, but when you dumb it down and make it so simple that anybody can do it, then you pretty much get rid of all of the respect and all of the skill expression out of the game, which is pretty much where the hype comes from, and which is what a lot of us as players are looking for. If you make the game easier to play, one of the greatest thing about fighting games and the thing that makes it compelling to so many of us is the feeling of progressively getting better. So if you dumb a game down, then you're cutting out that feeling. Like you're cutting out the ability for a player to get better, because eventually you're just going to reach this skill ceiling where everybody can do the same thing. In Street Fighter V, there are no combos that are impressive to me. None. Zero. And the reason for that is because not only are the combos kind of reduced in variety and reduced in what you can do because they impose such a strict limit on it, but also because of the combos that are there and of the stuff that could have been marginally impressive, there's no execution barrier to it because everything's like a 3-frame link. So it's pretty easy to do everything in the game. Like GamerB was complaining about it, saying that, you know, no matter what character he picks, he can't really express himself or come up with his own signature combo or signature move in a fighting game because nothing's difficult to do. There are no Sako combos anymore. Like nothing. So I think the real trick to it, and I think that Dragon Ball has done a better job than most in this current era of fighting games.
They're kind of guilty of their damn selves.
Yeah. They're not, it's not perfect, but they're decent with it. Is to make a game, to dumb it down enough that people can get into it and have fun, but still have enough high level technique and execution heavy level stuff and enough interplay between the two opponents that high level players can come in and still establish their own metagame that they can grow and build off of. Because Street Fighter V, it's like the meta game of that game is really gimped with the input lag, with the with basically a couple buttons really beating out everything else, with the lack of whiff punishes, with the no execution level. Like, sure, that makes it easier for scrubs to win, but that also keeps your game from becoming compelling, because if everything's easy, then very quickly everybody has seen all there is to see in the game. Yep. Like, every match in Street Fighter V kind of looks the same to me now. But with Dragon Ball, it can look the same to me too. But if there's somebody who's really grinding it out and coming up with really incredible shit, then there's enough variety and there's enough difficult stuff that somebody can take that route where, oh, I'm going to try to play good neutral and only hit you with the easy stuff that leads you into a mix-up, or I can go for this super tight one frame link that is probably going to kill you in one combo, but if I drop it, that's my ass. And players get to express themselves in different kind of ways and see themselves growing as players, which is the primary thing that a competitive player is looking to do. It's not about beating the other person. Well, it is about beating the other person, but even
the point of fighting game.
But even more important than just winning a match and getting like that KO screen and victory is the sense of accomplishment that you get in doing that. And if I beat Daigo, but I don't feel like I did anything, or I feel like I got it randomly, that doesn't feel good. Or doesn't feel nearly as good as like beating Daigo in like Street Fighter 4, where I feel like I fought for every inch. Or he got hit with a random ultra, and I got lucky in that way, but I had the balls to do it.
Well, at the same time, regardless of that, how you feel about 5, which I agree about mostly all of it, high level play is still gonna float to the top when it comes to any fighting game, because a lot of the time when you see something like Dragon Ball. Okay, if you watch a Dragon Ball match for, say, at Go for Broke, and I don't need to see who's playing, I can tell the difference between a Lord Knight Trunks and random number 7's Trunks.
Of course.
A lot of the time, you can analyze, you can sit back and look at, regardless of how ass water the game is, a lot of the time, high level play could give you a reason to watch. So I was talking to, who was I talking to? I was talking to Hayo about it the other day. I was talking to Hayo about like what are the reasons to even watch Dragon Ball, Street Fighter, or God forbid Marvel Infinite when it's at a tournament. The thing is, high level play has the most appeal when it comes to almost any range of players or spectators, right? Just think about it. When you're in the crowd, or I'll even put it as Winter Brawl, I wasn't gonna watch Tekken until it was in top 8.
Yeah.
Lamar told me about that. He was like, yo, just don't even bother. Just wait for Victim of Ritual to finish his match, and then you watch all that. And then you watch it and you see the difference. So I think the filter to how good or bad a game is the high level players that make the game better to watch more than anything else. That's just my little 2 cents, and it seems simple, but it's true.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. But the thing about that is, it's not that any of these fighting games completely eliminate that aspect, because it's not like Street Fighter 5 is turned into Mario Party, but it's like it's in comparison to what we're used to as people who've been in the scene for a while.
Yeah. At just one point, you just lose all control. You don't know what's going on. but stuff, and then you win or lose. Damn.
Yeah, it's not that, like, a fighting game is like never going to be that random just from the sake of the genre. And there's always going to be a difference between high level play and low level play. But it's like, if you've been in the scene for a while and you saw like basically the fighting games build up to that critical mass where it's like you have 20 years of experience behind it and everybody's labbing out all of this incredible tech, and then they're like, hold up guys, you're kind of losing everybody else here, so we have to dumb it down. And it's like, and I'm not saying that that's a specifically bad thing, because it's something that needed to happen, but I'm saying depending on how you go about it, it can end up making your game look comparatively really bad, because it comes with consequences. It's a trade-off. Like, so you want to make it accessible, but you don't want to do it to the point where you completely gimp high level play. or make it less than. And that's pretty much what some games have done. And I think that's what Blaze Blue is also probably going to do, because of just how simple it is on the face of it. It's not going to be nearly as, it's not going to be a Guilty Gear like ever, because Guilty Gear doesn't have a huge base of people who are playing it, but that base is loyal. And high level play, the difference between beginner level play and high level play is a fucking mile. Like you can enjoy intermediate level Guilty Gear just watching it. Like not even like concerning yourself with high level Guilty Gear, and you can find stuff that's interesting to see and watch, and every match looks like different, and you learn something new every day. Pretty much.
I love watching Guilty Gear
with Guilty Gear, even without the most top level players. Like on all of our events, for example, I love watching Guilty Gear. You know, and I'm an intermediate level player. I'm like not even like I'm a lower level intermediate player, and in our top 8s, there's like maybe 1 or 2 actually high level players, and the rest of them are all, you know, high intermediate level players compared to like Japan. But I don't have to go to Japan to watch good Guilty Gear. You know what I mean? More people have access to that like high level meta game, because the game is so deep and it's so complex, and everybody is basically proceeding along at their own path. But the answer isn't to shorten the path, and the answer is to like make it easier to go down that path. So
I like that idea. I like how you said that.
So yeah, like that's pretty much the state of fighting games today. Like developers are trying to find their way as far as how they can get a whole lot of people into the game, because they're more concerned about the money. But you know, only the smart developers are actually worried about the people who are going to want to stay there after a month, because if you don't have those people, then the game is just gonna fall off, no matter how many times you re-release it.
The thing is right now too is that a lot of people think it's just DLC. DLC does not always do it.
Yeah,
what
like,
to keep a game interesting?
To keep a game interesting for me,
DLC does not. DLC does not.
Problem.
For other people, a lot of people think that like, oh, they don't have any characters. That's why. No, to be real with you, it just comes down to the community. Sometimes, every now and then, you have a rare situation where it's not even DLC. Motherfuckers just love this game.
That's not a rare situation at all. Like, what good is a DLC character if the game sucks and nobody's playing it? There's no point.
It's the community. That's what I was saying. It's like sometimes it's just the community.
Like if Marvel Infinite came out with 5 DLC characters right now, and 6, because you know, 1 for each side, whatever. But if it came out with 6 new DLC characters right now, even though the game kind of sucks and nobody's playing it, would anybody really care?
If they came out with Magneto, Wolverine,
it would depend on the character.
I mean, of course it depends on the characters.
Listen, Black Panther's in it. They came out in Baku. I played for 5 minutes. That's all you got.
Yeah, but you get 5 minutes.
Yep.
And that's it. Like, is that gonna start a community, and is that gonna start like people who, or is that gonna, you know, reinvigorate the community and get people interested in playing Marvel again? No. Like you might get your quick cash grab, and then that's it, and then it's going back on the shelf, never to be seen, and it was never heard from again.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because a lot of the times it's
no, you wouldn't.
There's games and developers, i.e. Capcom in this particular case, that the game didn't get a fair shake, so it just came out and it was kind of dead in the water.
Yeah,
Infinite. So
that's because they fucked themselves.
Yeah, that's self-inflicted.
Right. But at the same time, regardless of the mechanics and how it was hyped up, if people don't sense the high level play of a game or even the appeal of the game, then it's not going to last regardless. Because it could have came out and been the best fighting game ever made, but just watching high level play and looking at how the characters are actual reskins from Marvel 3, it's like it don't even look like the game was made with love. It looked like it was made with like
it was a cash grab.
Picks, yeah. So it's just unfortunate that a lot of the time, regardless of how good or bad the game could be, the developer can make or break it with a couple of decisions.
Right, because in that particular case, I think Marvel Infinite is a special case in a lot of ways, because it's like you can't, in the case of remembering that it's a fighting game or looking at it in the lens of a fighting game, you can't forget that at the end of the day, it's still a video game.
Yeah.
So you need to have all of the elements that make a video game compelling before we even talk about like the implications of what you're doing as a fighting game or
Oh yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what it's going to do as meta. Marvel Infinite failed as a video game.
No, you know what? He's right. It's
Like
not
as a video game, it looked shitty. It did not look fun. It like, you know, all the flashy shit and all of that stuff. It looked, you know, leagues behind its predecessors. So it looked like something that you didn't want to play on the face of it. It wasn't.
Oh my god!
It wasn't enticing for you to even like try to give it a shot before you even talk about what the meta was like or whether it was dumbed down or too simple or too complicated. It didn't look like a good game.
Kind of similar to what happened to KOF.
Yeah, like KOF 14, like it came out with those freaking PS2 graphics, and like everybody was clowning it. But
it's actually a good fucking game.
At the end of the day, is that like really important to whether or not it's a good fighting game? No, but if you don't have something that catches your interest as a video game, then you're gonna fail immediately.
Yeah, and regardless of how good the game is, if it doesn't have any appeal, it inhibits more than it helps.
Yeah, if it doesn't have any appeal, it's just gonna fail immediately because you came out with a shitty looking video game. Yeah. It could be the best game ever, but if you can't get people interested in it, then it doesn't matter.
So the question I have is, so do you think, like, overall, where do you think we are right now? If we could give a 5-second answer, like, are we in a good place? Are we in a bad place?
We're in a reboot phase,
mm-hmm.
where the developers are trying to kind of restart the community and not the community, but restart the meta and get people in.
Yeah, that's what it feels like they're trying to do, but it's just like, I don't know.
It definitely is the reboot, especially with Soul Calibur coming back out, because I didn't think that was going to come out anymore.
Yeah. I thought they were done too after 5 did really poorly. I'm like, no, they're done. But they said, hey, let's give it a shot. And
well, I think it's because they learned from their mistakes.
I think developers have to be really careful with how they try to reboot the fighting game genre, and because it could either be decent and also bring more people in, or just feel really bad for everybody who stuck around with this for 20 plus years.
Whew.
Now, I have a question. Like, do y'all feel like patching too much is a hindrance to a game?
That's irrelevant.
Well, I'm just saying in general. Do you think it's a hindrance to the game?
Because, the reason I say it's irrelevant is because you can't you can't say in general whether or not it helps or hurts, because each game has different needs depending on what they did to it. Like with Dragon Ball, I think that needed to get patched. Like, I think that needed more of a patch. With something like Street Fighter V, I think that needed less of a patch. You know, it's a real case by case basis type of thing. So, patching
wise,
yeah, patching it all the time. It's good to not to let a game breathe, but some games, need patches more often than others. Like, sometimes shit is like glaringly fucked up and busted, and it's like, do I really want to sit for 6 months, getting my ass beat by this broken ass shit, waiting for them to say, oh, well, I guess now is a good time to release a patch? Or do I want them to just like fix that shit immediately so we can move on to actually figuring out a more acceptable meta? I'd rather have them patch that immediately. But do I want an NRS situation where something looks broken, better patch it next week? Or like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 where they patch Sentinel like fucking immediately? No,
I didn't think they needed to. Honestly,
they didn't. It turned out that like he wasn't even top 5 in the game, even if he had 1,300,000 health. Even if they gave him the most health in the game, he still would not have been the best.
Yeah.
But they reactionary patched the shit out of him, which was not cool. But
I believe we're all in agreement of we're in a pretty restarting, like trying to get a feel for what people want kind of phase. or is it more like like Kenny always said? Like Kenny said it like 8 times. There's a case, it seems like a case by case basis.
Well, that's for the patching.
It's for a lot of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think there's an overall trend as far as games are concerned, but as far as what each game should do, that's more case by case.
And I need these companies to stop releasing half-finished games.
That's a conversation for a way other time.
I mean, that's in general. That's just video
general.
games.
I mean, even then, it's like if you really wanted to go into detail, we could. But I feel like that's just common sense at this point.
Yeah, I think that's just video games in general.
No, I'm saying video games in general. Like,
yeah. All right. Nothing else. We good.
Well, all right.
Come back next time where we talk.
All right, see y'all in about 2 weeks. I'm sorry I was a little bit late.
A little bit.
Shut up, nigga. I was late. All right. I was in a situation.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, say what you want to say.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, good night, everyone. Well,
come back in 2 weeks where we ask. Come back
Anyway.
in 2 weeks where we ask if Smash is a fighting game or not. Just to hear Holland go off. All right. So
anyway, outro Lamar.
That was my outro.
Oh, really?
Come back in 2 weeks.
Come back in 2 weeks.
Like, no, we talk about that. It's no, I feel like the take home is like, hey, at the end of the day, fighting games are gonna be that weird place where you can please everybody, but you can't please everybody. But at the same time, the thin line between pleasing everybody and just making the game work for everybody. It's like I don't have to you don't have to make every sounds. Yeah, like you don't have to make it so like, oh, this person doesn't have everything I want, but this person, it's just, hey, yo, make the game work. So we go, this person doesn't have that because of this, and this is like make it like at least workable, functionable. There we go. I'm done. Bryce?
All right, Kenny.
Well, in conclusion of all that, just enjoy what you can, learn what you can, and adapt where you can, and just improve on your own. Not that I can really, I'm in a position fighting game wise to give anybody advice. I would say don't depend on someone else to make you better. You have to make yourself better. I think there's beauty in that, like being able to figure out something on your own and improve on your own, and then
Thanks.
Sharpening iron against iron later on after you kind of have a threshold of what you want to do.
That's real shit.
Yeah,
that's real shit.
I'm deep in shit.
A lot of people want we'll talk. That's real talk. Because a lot of people won't help you if they don't see there's potential. If there's no potential, they'll just go, oh, yeah, well, you can just keep on trying.
Regardless of that, I don't mean to make my outro like mad long, but regardless of that, I can pay attention to someone and notice week by week if they've gotten better or have a desire to get better. Because there's some people, and it's weird to see just because I would lose my mind if I played the same. There's people that literally do the same shit and lose the same way week after week, and it's just like, what?
Mm-hmm.
No names, big brain. No call outs.
Don't got time.
Not yet, that is.
Yo. Cody, come out, everybody losing. That's all I gotta say.
You're gonna drop that game in a week.
That's correct.
Because he is not gonna be what you want. I'm calling it now.
Anything's
That'd be
possible.
so depressing.
What you got to say, Holland?
Anyway, Holland.
Huh. Well, anyway.
Sure
Outro, nigga.
All right, OmegaSquad, you know what it is. We out. And catch y'all and tune in next time when we discuss bitches.
Yo.
And because Yusuf isn't here, watch your girl.
Yeah, watch your girl.
Watch your girl.
We got the
what you got in them jeans.
The stand-in for Yusuf.
Wait, what you mean? Yusuf been here the whole time.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I've been here the whole time. This is Yusuf, aka SR, aka Make It Nasty,
aka SR, aka Make It Nasty, what you got in them jeans, aka Lamar.
Yeah, been here the whole time.
We out, baby. Peace.
Anyway, I'm your host to the most. I'm out. See y'all in 2 weeks.
When Rice is not going to be late.
And when I'm not going to be sick. Yeah.
Sure, whatever. Blame it on that. Yeah, sure.
Nigga, I'm sick, man. You may got my face.
Ain't no sick days. Shut up.
I'm here, aren't I? Anyway, we out.